In the newest update to the decade-old controversy over Dr. Ernest Hiller's importation of a Range Rover Discovery Sport, the political leader of the opposition United Workers' Party, Allen Chastanet's final appeal of a case between him and the Comptroller of Customs and Paul Noel was heard on the 29th of July before the Caribbean Court of Justice, CCJ. Choice News solicited the expertise of Van Dyke Jude, a recently retired attorney at law with a wealth of experience in successfully suing St. Lucia's Department of Customs. Jude's evaluation is that despite the arguments put forth on Chastanet's behalf, the CCJ seemed unlikely to rule in his favor.
Mr. Chastanet's position, from my understanding of what was being argued already before the CCJ, was that basically he was saying that there was no legality to the decision to abandon the case against Mr. Hiller. Mr. Chastanet was arguing that he should have been given leave to bring judicial review proceedings. And from the oral argument, it looks as though the CCJ is unlikely to rule in favor of Mr. Chastanet for a number of procedural reasons.
Chastanet's strategy seems to have been misdirected. Jude thinks it might have served him better to pick a different target.
The argument on behalf of the controller, basically they're saying that, look, what the CCJ is saying is, look, the magistrate endorsed the decision of the new controller to abandon the proceedings, and that there was a procedural irregularity in the case presented by Mr. Chastanet because they should have challenged the decision of the magistrate and not the decision of the new controller to abandon the proceedings. And it seems on procedure that the CCJ is ultimately going to rule in favor of the controller, to say that the wrong procedure was adopted by Mr. Chastanet in the proceedings.
Whilst years of discourse on this matter have been concerned with the moral motivation supposedly behind the case, Jude examined the real worth in dollars and cents of the main points of contention in this controversy.
They're arguing about the failure of Mr. Hiller to produce documents which are satisfactory to customs, and that failure is really the only exposure that Mr. Hiller had was, under the Customs Act, was a maximum fine of $5,000.
Jude opined that the case wouldn't have had nearly as much public interest had it not been for the involvement of such high-profile figures as Allen Chastanet and Dr. Ernest Hiller, lamenting that there are many more serious issues with the Department of Customs than what this case and its surrounding discourse concern themselves with.
The proper inquiry is what's going on in customs. Why is it that you have two heads who differ so substantially from each other when really they've got in-house counsel and they've got the might of the Attorney General's chambers to advise them. And this is not really a big, apart from the political overtones, and of course because they're high-profile figures, there are hundreds of solutions, ordinary solutions, who've actually got their properties seized by customs, sitting on a wharf, cars and vehicles that they can't get out. And for me, that should be the area of public interest, is to get this agency to operate in a way which is transparent and which is efficient for allowing people to bring goods in and clear them.
He emphasized that the inefficiencies and other operational shortfalls in the Department of Customs are significantly greater injustices to St. Lucia's ordinary citizens than the injustices being claimed in this case.
The Customs Department has far more serious problems than Dr. Hiller's car. And if it was not Dr. Hiller's car, then there's been no prosecution of him for fraud or anything else. And I think he's cloaked with the presumption of innocence until that is determined by a court, which is now very unlikely, because a magistrate has already ordered that the vehicle be returned to him, and there's been no challenge to that order by the magistrate.
For Choice News Now, I am Cianna Dalsan.